All right, I think I'm live now. All right, so this is the first time I've actually gone live on YouTube. I usually do it on Facebook Live, but I was given the suggestion by a friend to come on YouTube, so here I am. I'll try to share this on Facebook later, but um, anyway, so in the title I put um, "What in life is worth mastering," and the reason I put that is because I, I don't want this to come across as negative, but I always tend to think about how short life is. And it's something that, and oddly, I always think about it at night when I'm going to sleep. Like, man, life's pretty short. Like I'm approaching 40. I'm 38 years old. My wife says I'm in my late 30s. Or she always says I'm almost 40, and I always say that I'm in my mid to late 30s. That's a little joke that we have, but I always think about how short life is. And I think about, like, what if I only had a week left to live? Like, what would I focus on? Like, what would interest me? It wouldn't be like gossip, news, celebrities, who's doing what, politics. I don't think any of that stuff would be important to me as much as family and uh, relationships and the legacy I'm leaving behind and impacting people. Um, my impact that I've had on this earth, and just thinking about, I think I'd be much more present in the moment, like take time to smell the roses, enjoy the sunshine type of thing. And I know that sounds silly a little bit, but I feel like if we could take that approach to life earlier on, I think we would master more important things. Like, if you think about what we spend the most time learning about, focusing on, and how that perspective would shift if we were more aware of how short life really is, and not be as complacent as, well, I got 300 years left to live type of thing. And I think about, like, health, for instance, emotions, relationships, and, like, I mean, health. How important is your health? You know, I wouldn't want to be the richest guy in the graveyard, and um, if you're not healthy, what my friend Peter Vuk says, if you want to realize how important health is, ask someone who doesn't have it, and it's something that I think we tend to take for granted, is our health. And uh, emotions are important, like the way we feel, our state of mind throughout the day. And they play so much our emotions play such a major role in our actions and what we do, and what we believe plays such a major role in that too. And I said something in a video a couple days ago, and as I was thinking back about a few of the videos that I've done recently, I really feel like I contradicted myself on something, and I want to address it before I keep going. Um, I said something to the lines like, well, I shared a story about when I was with the state police, and the guy was, made a joke, made fun of me, and I said, I'm a huge Frank Sinatra fan, and he says that, the best revenge is massive success, and that drove me to be successful. But then in a later video, or on later, maybe even in that same video, I talked about how it doesn't matter what anyone thinks about you, and that people that spend their entire life worrying about what everyone thinks, when they die, no one remembers them anyway, because they never did anything worth remembering, because they spent their whole life worrying about what everyone thinks. And that's such a huge contradictory, because I think that if you're working hard to be successful, to prove someone else wrong, that's another symptom of the same disease, being obsessed with someone else thinks about you. And I want to address it because I'm very transparent. I'd like to be very real. And I think that's a very low level of motivation, to prove other people wrong. It is a motivating factor. Don't get me wrong, because I was that guy. Like, that drove me to a point where, maybe it got me started on the right track to like, hey, I'm gonna prove these people wrong. But I think it goes much deeper than that, in a sense that instead of trying to prove other people wrong, you should be worried about proving yourself right. Meaning, it should matter to you as far as what you do, how it makes you feel, the legacy that you're leaving, the growth that takes place in your life, the contribution that you're able to make to others, not so much as what are these people going to think? Because when you do that, when you're worried about what other people's thoughts are about you, you tend to identify yourself by maybe your possessions, or how you look, or what people say you are, or um, how the world or society may see you, and that stuff doesn't matter. That's such a just a shallow, hollow way to feel about who you are, identifying yourself by your accomplishments or accolades that others may give you. When quite honestly, that stuff, it's not you. It's things that you've done, which is great. But if you're basing your joy or your fulfillment off impressing others, or what others are thinking about you, I think you'll always be reaching for that, and you'll never find that true just joy about who you are, your soul, your spirit, and who you are as a person. And so I just want to correct myself on that subject matter, in the sense that, if you're happy, and that's what matters, is your joy. And if you know you're growing, if you know you're living up to your full potential, that's what matters. I do believe that we should raise our standards in life about, you know, what we expect, because here's what I've seen has happened in my life, um, is whatever we believe or whatever we're certain about, I noticed that subconsciously you'll find reasons to support that. And that's why it's so important not to base those expectations off perfectionism or what other people may think, but base them off of just knowing, hey, I'm God's highest form of creation. I'm capable of so much. I believe that we have unlimited potential as human beings, but that we tend to lower our standards based on our experience or our past, versus expecting more and raising those standards of what we're capable of, and accomplishing for us in our life. And also kind of removing the end result or the finish line, and just kind of embracing the journey, or just mastering the process of growth and contribution, and mastering the your emotions, mastering your health, mastering your state of mind, and not even considering what others are saying about you, what others may think about you. And I think that you're going to live a much more happier life. And I think that you'll find more joy. Um, you'll find more joy knowing that, hey, you're who you are, and if you just grow each day, one of the things that I think releases so much endorphins and dopamine is progress. And I think that if we just say, hey, this is what I expect, this is what I believe, this is what I'm certain about, this is what I visualize for my life, and keeping those standards high, you're going to have to become the person who can accomplish those things for you, not for someone else. But if we just focus on growth and contribution, that we're going to be so much more fulfilled, because it's one thing to live, but when you're able to like give back and make a difference in other people's lives, it makes life just 10 times better. And so I just think that when it comes down to what we need to master as people, to consider how short life is, and just understand what you believe, that you will, you know, as as you believe, so shall it be done unto you. That's biblical. So it's like, as we how we believe and how we perceive life to be, that's what's gonna we're gonna attract to us. I'm not trying to be all like hocus pocus, law of attractions type of thing. I'm not trying to say that, although I do believe there's a lot of truth to, you're going to attract who you are. I think that you're going to attract what you believe. And I think that everything starts as a thought. So what we program our mind with, like what we're reading daily, who we're associating with, what we're listening to, it does play such a major part in our state of mind, of course, but our emotions. And when you go to work on a specific business or a task, when your belief and your expectations are, hey, this is going to work out. I know it is. I'm certain of it, regardless of the external forces, external circumstances around you. But you're going to find reasons that it will work, and you're going to make it happen because that's what you expect and that's what you believe. But if someone goes into throughout their life and they believe like this is not going to work, it works just the same way. You're going to find reasons to support why it doesn't work. And you're like, see, I told you, it just didn't work. I see it so many times in the business that I'm in, network marketing, because people say, well, only few people are successful in that. Well, I think it's the few people that believe they're going to be. And that go and they back that with the work ethic, and they back that with the personal development, and they expect to win, and they look for reasons that it will work, and they don't stop until it does. But they keep their standards at a point where, hey, I'm going to enjoy the process. I'm going to fall in love with the journey. I'm going to work hard in the dark when nobody sees, and I'm going to continue. I'm going to make this happen. And then, people see them on stage and they see them hit these levels of recognition, and they're like, oh, wow, they did it. They're one of those few people that I guess can do this, when that's not necessarily the case. They see the glory, but they don't understand the story that went in behind that. They mastered the small disciplines of getting out there and doing the work, but believed in the long game. They believed in the vision, they believed in the picture, and they looked for reasons to validate what they knew was going to happen, and it did happen. I don't believe there are just these certain people that are just extraordinary or born with this certain talents um, that make them better at business, or they're going to be successful when everyone else is, doing the same business but can't have that same success. I think it comes back to their belief level, their work ethic to back that up. Now, sometimes you won't believe and you'll go out and you'll work, but even though you say you don't believe, I don't believe you'd work like that if you didn't believe. So it's kind of like the chicken, what came first, the chicken or the egg? I've heard different perspectives on that. Well, the belief came first and then the work, or the work came and then the belief happened. I think it's a unique combination of the two. I think you have to have some level of belief. Otherwise, you wouldn't go into it, or your mindset or your state of mind when you go into that work, it wouldn't attract that success. And you subconsciously would not see what you need to see to make it come to fruition. So I would say this. I would say consider how short life is. Master things that matter. If you're going to get into something that, so many people master so much stuff that just, it does not matter. They're worried about, well, this celebrity went to rehab, or TMZ, or this politics, or this is happening, or conspiracy. Not knocking. It's fun to wonder and look at the facts and what's going on in life, especially right now. There's some crazy things, but don't master that. Don't focus so much on that that you lose your sense of reality and what actually matters to you and your family and your life and your future and your legacy. And master number one, I think you should master your health so you're around longer. Master your relationships. Find joy and ecstasy in the things that are now, in the present moment. Find joy looking in your wife's eyes. Find joy in, spending time with your kids. Find joy in the beautiful sky and the sunset and what's going on around you. Find joy in the challenges. Embrace challenges. That's how you grow. Don't ask yourself, why is this happening to me? Ask yourself, why is this happening for me? How can I grow from this? You will not grow without resistance. And understand that it's all a journey. There's no finish line. Life's just a journey. The finish line, you don't want to reach the finish line because then it's game over. It never ends. But master growth in yourself, not based off of what other people think of you, not based off of what society sees as success, not based off your possessions, not based off your achievements, based off of your state of mind and your happiness and your joy, and based off of your growth and your potential, God-given potential of what you're capable of. Why not master this life and create a masterpiece of who you can be? You are the artist, and this world is a canvas. You can do whatever you want to do. We're free to do whatever we want to do. We have the freedom to choose. I talked about this yesterday, the power of choice. We have the freedom to choose to do whatever we want. Choose wisely, be conscious about those choices, and create a life, because your destiny is based off of those simple choices. But understand, you can make this life whatever you want it to be, and master it, and say, you know what, I'm not just going to frolic through life. I'm not just going to go through the motions and just die one day and just be just a waste. Master right now, master the present moment, and say, you know what, I'm going to get the most out of today. I'm going to get the most out of this hour. I'm going to get the most out of this weekend with my kids. I'm going to get the most out of this, because once that time goes, you can't get it back. And before long, you're going to look back and say, damn, my life's gone. It's over with. And I didn't maximize, that time like I could have. I didn't master the things that were most important. I spent my whole life worrying about what everyone else is going to think. I tried to blend in. I did what others expected of me, not what I wanted to do. And then you die with so much regret. And I think that the sooner we realize it, that time is short, the sooner that we're going to master the things that actually matter. And I think that the more we are aware of how we feel in our state of mind, regardless of everything else, that we're going to attract the right things into our life. And I think if we do master growth, personal growth, and growing to our full God-given potential, who we could be. Imagine who you could be. Imagine how strong you could be. Imagine how intelligent you could be if you just read and learned. Imagine the difference you could make if you took a little bit of your money and contributed it to people, who needed it. And imagine if you bought one other family Christmas presents who couldn't afford them each year. Imagine if you kept growing to where you were buying 100 family Christmas. Just imagine the feeling of giving. So growth and contribution, I think, are the two things that if you master, and then just your inner self and who you are, man, I can't imagine life being more rewarding and fulfilling. One day, when it does come to a close, which it will, 100 years from now, nobody listening to this is going to most likely be here, unless things change between now and then, who knows? But I think if we master those things, growth, contribution, ourselves, and what truly matters, I think life will it'll be better. So I know I was probably all over the place. I tend to ramble and my mind goes faster than my words can speak, but I hope I added some sort of value today. It's my first YouTube live video. So if you want to subscribe, man, I'd love for you to do that. I do want to do more of this. I do want to um, just expand my territory and my, you know, I just want, and not about me. I just want to make a difference, man. I want to do whatever I can in this world while I'm here to just add value to somebody else's life and make a difference. Not regardless of what comes to me in the process. I'll have what I have, and I will find a way to enjoy it, regardless of what it is. And I will always find a way to give back and serve. I always have had a passion to serve, and always will, because it's very important to me. That's the intrinsic motivator for me, because it's so fulfilling. And I challenge you to find a way to serve. I challenge you to find a way to contribute to other people and watch the joy and fulfillment that it gives you, rather than personal gain. And get disgusted and pissed off about where you are, because what you tolerate will always continue. Know that you're capable of so much more, and let that drive you to grow every single day and find ways to contribute to others. And I'm telling you, life will be so much better. And do it with integrity. And none of us are perfect, but when we mess up, we grow from them, we learn from it. When we see challenges, accept them and grow from them. Don't always take the easy way out. And when pain comes, embrace it. Find positive, find the positive in it, and just know that it's not happening to you, but it's happening for you, and that there's some way you can grow from it. You can impact someone else's life from it. You can share your experiences with someone else that they can benefit in a positive way. And I think that's all I got today. So I really appreciate you guys and tuning in. And I hope this even went through. I think it did. I see some of you guys are on. So I love you guys. Much love. Share the love. If you want to share this, share it. If you don't, it's okay too. But I'm going to keep trying to get better so I can add more value. And one day, I hope to make a big impact on this world. And I hope you do as well. So with that, have a great night, guys. God bless. Much love, and we'll see you guys soon.